Metroid Prime 4 possibly live up to the legacy of this game? No. Spoilers. Spoilers. No. That is not because Metroid Prime 4 will be bad or I'm anticipating it being anything other than great. It's that this game, Metroid Prime, for the GameCube, is one of the great games of all time. This is, not in my opinion, this is fact, the best GameCube game. I know people will glaze Resident Evil 4, oh my god, it's so great. No. It's a great game, but it is the accessible game. Metroid Prime is the better game. It is the gamer's game. And Resident Evil 4 is fun, but it's an everyman game. It is less challenging, it's less engaging, and it's for everybody. Metroid Prime is for a specific target audience, and it hits it out of the park. And it's just a better game. That being said, I did not really play the other Metroid Prime games. So I do hope that Prime 4, I mean it's in the Prime series, so it's going to be in the storyline of that. I never played any of the other ones. I could not get past Metroid Prime 2's ammo consumption, light world, dark world mechanic. I didn't like it. That being said, am I excited for Metroid Prime 4? Tentatively excited. Because is it going to be for the Switch? Yes. Will it be for the Switch too? Probably also yes. We don't know that for sure yet, but this is a game that's been in development for 10 plus years. They've probably had to switch it from console to console at least once or twice already. So if they're teasing it now, this is going to be a Twilight Princess thing where the game was developed for the Switch. It's just that the Switch has basically outlived its lifespan. Switch 2 is coming up. They're going to get a tentpole game for it out. And this is going to be it. This is how it's going to go. Nintendo does this all the time. As I've said, Twilight Princess. It's going to happen. I don't foresee the Switch 2 having massive new gameplay things added in, as it was the case with Twilight Princess, which was developed for the GameCube and then ported to the Wii, and the motion controls were added in essentially after the fact, and therefore the motion controls were never really integral to the game and didn't really feel like they needed to be there. Switch 2, Switch 1, my guess is they're going to be basically the same. There's not going to be anything brand new and crazy that totally revamps the game design. Obviously, we don't know yet. It could be the case. I could be proven wrong. I would love to know that sometime in the next 3 to 4 years when we hear more about this. Let me know. Come back to this video then. That being said, let's look through this article from Game Rant to see if they give me any of these answers. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond likely hasn't shown its full hand yet. Yes, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is finally inching closer to its long-awaited release. 10 years in development, probably, roughly. First announced all the way back at Nintendo's showcase at E3 2017, so announced 8 years ago. In development before that, for sure. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond went through a long period of radio silence before finally seeing a gameplay reveal last year. Now gamers are closer than ever to experiencing the proper follow-up to 2007's dear God, 2007. I was gonna say 20 years ago, Metroid Prime. I was right, dear God. 2007's Metroid Prime 3, Corruption. While Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is finally set for its long-awaited release this year, fingers crossed, grain of salt, who knows? It feels like Nintendo and developer Retro Studios have been holding some of its cards close to their chests thus far. Gamers have only gotten to see some very short portions of the game, several of which seem to be the early stages of the game. As much excitement as the game has already created, it feels like Nintendo wants to save the game's big hook till the game is closer to release. I also think that this just seems to be the normal current life cycle of game releases in the current, meta, basically. I don't see a lot of games that are being announced years in advance anymore. And you're getting like drip fed new information every couple of months. That used to be the case. It used to be, hey, Dragon Age Origins. You heard about that 2-3 years before it released, and every couple of months, one of the developers or one of the, PR people would come on to a show, do a interview for a magazine, and they would feed you little hints. They would say, oh, we're really focusing on this for the music. Oh, we've got this idea for the magic system. Oh, we're going to be doing something like this. Here's one of our writers. This is a little bit of the story. This is a little bit of drip, 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 drip. Building anticipation for it. Now, that's not generally speaking the case. It seems like things are announced more or less when they're finished. And then there's like a super hard push on PR, on marketing. Really super fast, hard, dirty. And then it comes out 6 months, 9 months, a year. And that's the general life cycle of this stuff. So my guess is, yes, they have not announced everything. And they are probably going to basically keep most of the stuff secret until, like 3 months before. I'm guessing because game companies just do not like dealing with the fallout from promising, hey, it's going to be 2024. Fable is the biggest, perpetrator of this, where they would announce, hey, it's going to be out this year. How about this? No, okay, next year. And there's also studios, Ubisoft, that will say, hey, we're releasing an Assassin's Creed every year. And they would, but a lot of times they'd be buggy, disgusting, horrible messes that no one would want to play. And now they are reaping the just rewards of that terrible decisions. So I don't mind this. Keeping some secrets. Early footage seems to show Metroid Prime 4's early moments. Typical 4 games, to be honest. The first Metroid Prime 4 Beyond gameplay trailer came during the Nintendo Direct in June 2024. The gameplay seems to be taken from a fairly early portion of the game, given that Samus's health is still at 99 with no energy tank upgrades. Yeah. Nintendo also seemed keen to show gameplay features familiar to long-term players, such as the morph ball and scanning abilities. To be honest, that's nostalgia bait. You remember the morph ball? Remember scanning? Remember? Yeah, I remember. I liked it. It's pretty cool. I am looking forward to doing it again. The March 2025 Nintendo Direct showcased more gameplay, notably illustrating one of the game's new features in Samus's psychic powers. I mean, I don't expect there to be mind reading in this, So I think the whole psychic thing, it's a flavor aspect, which I don't mind, but I don't expect that. Like, it psychic versus techno magic versus, techno organic cyberpunk, this, that. I'm like, it's just flavor text words. I don't expect it to have actual gameplay differences. Other than it's going to be purple, because psychic powers are purple. Everyone knows that. Even so, it felt as though this trailer was focused largely on the game's new setting. Planet Viewros. Viewros, I'm going to say. Throughout the trailer, the bulk of the gameplay shows Samus' health bar with one energy tank, though it eventually grows to 2 bars by the end, indicating this portion of the gameplay comes not long after that of the first trailer. Now, obviously, that's possible, but it's also, how many people are going to have 2 energy tanks at that final thing, and how many people are going to, actually do the Metroidvania thing and explore the whole map and grab some extra stuff. I know that's going to be me. Metroid Prime 4's subtle approach isn't unusual for Nintendo. Nintendo may be holding its cards to its chest with Metroid Prime 4 Beyond because it believes there's still plenty of time to show off the new game. While this new trailer showed some interesting new content, it did not confirm the game's release date, only reiterating that the game will be out in 2025. Grain of salt. Grain of salt. I mean, it's the start of the year, so we've got a lot of room in 2025. But, still, this is a game that was announced 8 years ago. So, just, be a little bit circumspect. Nintendo probably feels that there is plenty of time to drip feed new content into the game, especially with the launch of the new Nintendo Today app that will offer daily Nintendo news updates. That's not necessary. Nintendo does not really. I feel like Nintendo doesn't do a lot of new stuff enough to necessitate daily updates. This is also not the first time Nintendo has played this subtlety game with one of its big exclusives, as the publisher was notoriously secret with The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom before its release. Specifically, Nintendo outwardly refused to reveal the game's subtitle until less than a year before its eventual release, only referring to it as the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for several years, which just seems silly to me, but whatever. Nintendo has surely given Metroid Prime 4 Beyond top billing on account of the sheer amount of time fans have had to wait for it. And many simply want to hold on to its surprises, and may simply want to hold on to its surprises until the game is almost ready. My guess is the game is basically ready. My guess is they finished doing the full game, they finished building it out, and they are now going through the bug hunt aspect of the game, where they're playing the crap out of the game, giving it to the testers, doing all of that type of stuff, and my guess is this is the type of game that requires a lengthy process for that. And that's probably why we haven't heard about it before, and it's why we're hearing about it now. It's because it's like, no. We're done. We're basically actually done. We just need time to finish, refining the product that is finished. We're icing the cake. The cake is finished baking. We're just icing it, and we're going to be really super duper detail oriented on how it looks in the end. That would be my guess. I could be wrong, but that'd be my guess. If you are a Nintendo insider, please give me inside information. I would love to see it. Metroid Prime 4 may save its hype for the Switch too. This is what we were talking about earlier. One elephant in the room that may also be a factor in Nintendo's decision to withhold information may be the impending release of the Nintendo Switch 2, which is definitely a possibility that actually, it's entirely possible that Metroid Prime 4 is straight up finished. Straight up, it's done, it's ready to go for the Switch. But it's also ready to go for the Switch 2, but the Switch 2 is not 100% ready to launch, or they're not, they've got other games, they've got other things they want to put into the mix when Switch 2 comes out. They haven't done the press for it, they haven't done the marketing yet, so that is also a legitimate possibility. While it's currently unconfirmed whether Metroid Prime 4 Beyond will be a cross-generation game between the Switch and the Switch 2, there's a chance its release could coincide with the new platform. I'd give that better than even odds that that's going to be the case. We'll see, but that would be almost certainly my guess. I don't think these people are idiots. That would be an obvious tentpole game for them. As opposed, like a Super Mario 64, like, as I said, Zelda Twilight Princess. These are like hell, like Metroid Prime was for the GameCube. Furthermore, with the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct coming up, Nintendo may have more to say about Metroid Prime 4 at this show. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, no doubt, stands as one of the year's most anticipated games, but Nintendo has bitten its lip with its early gameplay showings. This isn't unusual for the publisher, which may simply be holding its biggest surprises for its players to find, which, I'll be honest, that's what I want. I have not even looked at the trailer. I've seen little clips here and there. They look cool. I don't want anything to spoil, even just like a cutscene where bullcrap is introduced. That's it. I don't want it. Let me play the game and enjoy it completely sight unseen. Whenever the game is ready to go, it's in good position to help the Nintendo Switch go out with a bang. Again, is the game going to be better than Metroid Prime for the GameCube? No, it will not be. It's just not. I don't anticipate that being remotely possible. Again, mostly just because this game is absolutely fantastic. This game is unbelievable. If you've never played this game, I mean, what are the odds you've got a GameCube lying around and, can find a copy of this? 0. But, I mean, maybe you can find a copy of this and then emulate it. That's a possibility. There's some good GameCube emulators out there. And the game is well worth playing. Absolutely. Although I will be honest, another thing I want in the comments here is Metroid Prime 2 and 3. What did you think? Could you play them? Were they good? Did they live up to Prime? I didn't think so. Again, I hated the light world, dark world mechanic. It just bugged the crap out of me. It was really annoying. The resource management was terrible. I really hated that. But again, that was 20 years ago? 20 years ago. God, that was ridiculous. That's insane. Anyway, 20 years for Metroid Prime 4. Can it possibly live up to the hype? No shot. But are you excited for it? Yeah, I'm kind of excited for it. How about you? Let me know in the comments. Good luck in all your endeavors. Thank you very much for your time and attention. I shall say farewell for now.